Hi everybody, it's Aaron, and I hope you have had a great start to your week. Again, I want to appreciate you so much watching my videos and taking part in my channel, be it just watching, be it watching and commenting. I love every one of you, and I thank you so much for being a part of this channel. This story tonight, if you had asked me a few days ago would I be doing back-to-back stories about hot car deaths of children, I would have said not in a million years, because the first one that I brought you about the gambling granny was a difficult enough story to tell. It's hard to revisit this type of a story so quickly, but this story has happened so recently and is so fluid and has changed so dramatically in such a short amount of time. It caught my interest, and I feel like it also will catch yours. Our story tonight actually again involves Oklahoma. In this case, Tulsa, Oklahoma. For Dustin Lee Richard, 31 of Tulsa, this past Saturday seemed routine like any other. Around noon, Dustin had taken his children, daughter Teagan, 4, and son Ryan, 3, to a local convenience store, the QuikTrip. After making some purchases, Ryan and his children would return home, and over the next 6 hours, his life would change forever. Dustin, who had also lived in Georgia, was a veteran of the U.S. Army, serving from 2007 to 2011. And he's currently an owner of a bouncy amusement company serving the Tulsa area. And one of the things that anybody who knew Dustin could point to is the fact that he loved his children. In fact, this past Thursday, he had put out a message talking about the great love that he felt from his children and for his children, and that he looks forward to that bond continuing to grow over time. He says for those that don't have children, they just can't quite grasp the level and the gravity of that love that you feel and the pride that you feel in your children. Upon returning home, Dustin said he fell asleep shortly thereafter. And after awaking some 5 to 6 hours later, he could not find his children. After frantically searching, to his horror, Dustin would find his children in the floorboard of his truck, not moving. He took them both into the living room of the home, and he called for paramedics, who would later pronounce the children dead at the scene. And this is where the story takes a bizarre turn, and it won't be the last one. Before he could even grieve, a neighbor of Dustin Lee Richard comes forward to Tulsa police with a video showing Dustin locking up his truck, but his children not accompanying him into the house. Based on this new evidence, Tulsa police would act on 2 warrants for second-degree murder, and they would place Dustin Lee Dennis into custody for the deaths of his children. I want to show you 2 pictures here of Dustin. This one here in a much happier time, taken at work, his life ahead of him. And then the second picture, when yes, the man is still here, but you can tell life is never going to be the same. The look in his eyes, that is pain personified, and it is a hard picture to look at. Bond was set at $750,000, and his first court appearance was scheduled for this Friday. And as I told you, another twist was coming, and here it is. The footage from a neighbor is what sent Dustin to jail, and the surveillance camera footage from another would set him free. The surveillance camera footage would show that Dustin and his children, as he had told the police, did indeed come home and go inside the house. But later, after Dustin said he had fallen asleep, the children came back outside and were able to get into the truck. But at the 95-degree heat inside, they could not get out and horribly passed away. With the judge in the case being able to review the new evidence as handed to him by the Child Crisis Unit of the Tulsa Police, Dustin Lee Dennis was released from jail on Monday without having been formally charged of any crime. The Tulsa District Attorney's Office put out a statement that all suspects are presumed innocent, no matter what the crime. And that status will not change until formally charged by a judge or jury. So it really seems like Dustin, I'm sure, is in a complete state of shock, as we would all expect him to be. In fact, his social media is still wide open. You can look at his entire Facebook, and people are doing that, and people are commenting all over it. Some pro, some against, some clearly have not kept up with all the updates of the story, and they think he's still being held. This was obviously a horrible accident. And could it have been prevented? A lot of us are going to say yes. How does a parent fall asleep for multiple hours? How do they even let themselves get into that type of situation? But has any parent done the same? I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have. It is presumed that the children did not live with Dustin, that they lived with the mom, but those details have not officially come out yet. I'll keep everybody updated on this story. A bizarre one, a heartbreaking one. Again, families devastated by just a random, routine day. And in an instant, life changes. Please keep your loved ones safe. Keep yourself safe. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate all of you very much. Let me know your thoughts. I love reading all your comments, and I read each and every one of them.